Hello everyone, Ziljin here, and I got a package today, but this is gonna be a vlog video, I'm not gonna unbox any of this stuff because I'm afraid I'm gonna get my greasy mitts and everything and mess it up. I will unbox, I won't unbox it in front of you, in the front of the camera, but I will, take everything out and then build it, obviously, once the case arrives. I ordered the Fractal Design Meshify C, super cool air float, and there's a tempered glass side panel. So this video is going to be basically a vlog with some visual aids. I'm going to talk about each part and why I chose it. So here it goes. The first one is the AMD Ryzen 1600, Ryzen 5 1600. It's they're both unlocked. All of them are unlocked, unlike Intel where only some is unlocked. You can overclock this, but I won't because I prefer stability. I don't want to tweak with overclocking and like voltages. Like, I don't want to mess up the computer. I just want to plug it in and it works. Here's a stock cooler. It's, from what I read, you can also overclock with this stock cooler and it'll still run super good. So that's a bonus if I ever do it, even though I probably won't. And motherboard, same thing. All of them can overclock. So coffee, I did wait a couple of months for the Coffee Lake. I could have built this like in August when I freaking broke my computer, messed up the RAM slot. I could have built it then, but I decided to wait. And Coffee Lake came out like a week ago or a couple of days ago, and it definitely performs a lot better than Ryzen. More FPS, higher clock speeds, and benchmarks and etc. Everything was better except for like one stat that almost every benchmark decided to omit: the CPU usage. Like, I make sense because like it was mostly the gaming, but like the Ryzen, it ranged from like 10 to 50% CPU usage on the games. So the most demanding only uses 50%. So it does perform, like say like this does 60 FPS. It works, I don't know, it doesn't work really hard to make that 60, to get that 60 FPS frames per second. But the Coffee Lake, it blew it out of the water. Like, it made like say the Coffee Lake, it produces a frame rate of 70 frames per second, 70 FPS. So obviously it'll look better, less stuttering, etc. It'll look better than the Ryzen. But the CPU usage, like from the benchmarks, it ranged from like 50 to 100%. The freaking CPU just came out. How are games like already pushing it to the maximum 100%? Like, what's gonna happen when they make even more demanding games? Games that, require more threads. So like, maybe right now, or maybe like I don't develop games. I don't build computers, so I don't know the technicals. Like, my logic is, this one is only up to 50%, so it still has like for the next like 3, 4, even 6, 5 years, like 5 to 6 years, it's gonna run games fine. It's gonna be run games good. Maybe a little bit slower, but like when games get more demanding, need more threads, this is gonna have no problem adjusting to those games. The Coffee Lake, they have like, if I didn't get this, I could have gotten the i5 8600K. Or the i5 8840, probably with the i5 8040 because I don't do the overclocking, etc. And for that one, it's only 6 cores, 6 threads. That's why it's already maxing out 100%, because it's not enough cores, not enough threads maybe for some games already. And especially multitasking. I do a lot of multitasking. If you watch my art videos, I usually have GIMP open, the free version of Photoshop, and I have some YouTube videos open, watching YouTube or listening to music, watching that PewDiePie. Respect women. And then I also have tabs open because I'm looking at pictures, what I'm trying to draw, and etc. So yeah, definitely more threads, more cores definitely helps. I could have went with the i3. i3's 4 cores, 4 threads, or the Ryzen 3. What was that? 4 cores, 8 threads. But I wanted to, because my current computer has 4 cores, 4 threads. I want to have like a leap, not just from 4 cores, 4 threads to 4 cores, 4 8 threads, right? I want it to be 4 cores, 4 threads, so like at least 6 cores, 12 threads. No 6 cores, 6 threads. No 4 cores, 8 threads. Yeah. So yeah, for Intel side, I would have to get the i7 8700K, which is like $360 at launch, and like it's already all sold out. Like I watched the Gamers Nexus video. Like I don't know, I didn't actually check Micro Center, but apparently they're selling it for $500. Like what? People are already scalping it. I mean, at least that makes sense. Like it's the top of the line hardware. You gotta, if you want to pay a premium to get it now, okay, I understand that. You know what's crazy? If you, like, I've been drawing a lot of Rick and Morty, so if you watch Rick and Morty, they try to bring that back, the Szechuan sauce at McDonald's, and they did. But now people selling the one packet of sauce for like $500 on eBay, and I saw an auction where 6 of them were sold. $500. Some people paid, I don't know if it's one person or 6 people. 1 to 6 people paid. Six people paid in total $3,000 for freaking packets of sauce. The sauce that's gonna become rotten and disgusting in like a couple of weeks or a couple of months or whatever. Like, I guess it's collectible, but if it was a poster, I would understand. But I wouldn't understand, like, why would you want to pay like $500 for a poster? I don't care if it's limited edition, collectible, super rare, or whatever. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm not into collectibles. I did have a lot of collectibles before, but I wouldn't pay like hundreds of dollars for it. That's for sure. I'd pay $5 or $10 for an action figure. If it's cool, that's it. I keep it. Like Gundam model kits, stuff like that. Anyway, that's off topic. Freaking crazy scalpers, Szechuan sauce. Yeah, so if you want coffee lick, you'll probably have to resort to, like, you know, greedy, money scrubbing scalpers, trying to scummy dudes, trying to profit off of your need for the newest tech. I don't know why Intel decided to, like, I've read a lot of comments saying it's a paper launch. There's a paper launch. I don't know what that means. I guess it's a launch on, like, it's really late launch. There's no stock and everyone's all sold out. So I don't know what's the point of, like, they create super powerful CPU, completely demolishes the Ryzen. And then they only have like enthusiast motherboards. They don't have any budget boards for anyone who's buying like the i5 or the i3. So you're getting a cheap budget CPU, but you're paying for a high-end motherboard. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but like definitely some people probably want to get the i5 or even the i3, and they want to get like a $70, $80 motherboard. They don't want to spend $130 motherboard on the motherboard, you know, especially for such a low end, you know, especially like if it's like 8100 or 8400 where it's not locked. I mean, it's locked, it's not, you can't overclock it. Like, what's the point of buying like a high-end overclocking motherboard if you're going for the cheapest CPU, right? So like, I don't know what Intel is doing. Like, I read some comments like they're giving the holiday season to Ryzen. Who knows? That's fine. More competition, the better, right? Which is also another reason I chose Ryzen. I guess that's a kind of stupid reason, but like, hey, Ryzen, AMD did a good job with Ryzen. It's very competitive. It's a lot better than the previous releases. I mean, yeah, obviously they trade places. Like, apparently Intel has been the king for like the last couple of years, and it's taking advantage of it. So AMD, bam, pushing them to release the Coffee Lake with better more cores, more specs and stuff like that. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens next. I feel like AMD deserved my money, but no graphics card. Definitely always NVIDIA all the way. Yeah, because almost every game is optimized for NVIDIA. Probably Intel too, but whatever. I decided, like, this one is fine. Oh my goodness, what the hell am I talking about? Yeah, oh my god, I've completely forgot what I'm talking about. But anyway, so SSD, I went with the Crucial because I saw benchmarks, read articles. It's fine. I could have gotten the M2, that 2 version is the same price, but I was such in a rush to click everything because the RAM was on sale. I'm like, oh, let me buy everything right away, and then I got the 2.5 version. It's essentially the same thing, except for this one has 2 cables, so it's gonna be a little clutter. Yeah, that's fine. And the Ryzen RAM, it's a G-Skill Flare X. I got the G-Skill RAM for the previous build. And yeah, this is for, it works fine. No overclocking, no tweaking BIOS necessary. I just want stability. I just want to plug it in and it works. Yeah. And the motherboard, there was other motherboards that was cheaper than this, but I saw the reviews. They had like 3 eggs on Newegg, 3 stars. This one had 4.5 stars, if not 5 stars. Really super high rated. This one also had 4.5 stars. The Samsung had 5 stars. I could have gone with Samsung. It's a little faster, but it's fine. This is fine. And this motherboard got rave reviews, hundreds of reviews, so I went with this one. But this is a budget build board. It doesn't support 3200 DDR4 3200 RAM unless you overclock it. Like, I don't want to mess with that stuff. I just want to plug it in and it works. And then here's the PSU, the power supply. So this one I actually went ahead and splurged a little bit. This is the gold, 650 watt gold. Definitely could have went with the bronze. My current computer is a budget $55 motherboard and a budget 500 watt bronze power supply. It's still running fine, except for the fact that I messed up the RAM slot. I don't know, I must have like messed up the pins or whatever. Did something wrong while cleaning and installing the aftermarket CPU cooler. So no aftermarket for this one. This one is probably super good anyway. And this one has 4 DIMM slots, so if I do mess up a RAM slot again, I still got 3 more to go, right? Yeah. So this one, from what I read, the gold doesn't really save you that much energy. It's like, this thing costs like $20 more than the bronze, and the money you save from the energy is like pennies a day or pennies a month or something. Like, basically, unless you're like gaming 24/7, you're not gonna make back that $20. But it's going to generate less heat because, you know, it's more efficient. It's going to generate less heat, which in theory means this power supply is going to last longer. And also the components, from what I read, the gold version compared to the bronze version, the gold version always has better internal components, capacitors or whatever that stuff is. I'm just repeating jargon and facts and opinions and theories from what I've read online. So yeah, if I'm wrong, please feel free to educate me and correct me. But basically, I concluded, power supply, don't cheap out on it. Like this one, SSD, RAM, and the CPU, you spend less money, you get lower performance, but quality is still the same. I mean, I went Crucial and G-Skill, trusted brands, very good quality, so that's not an issue. I just went with the slower ones because they're cheaper and honestly don't need the extra performance. CPU, I mean, obviously there's only Intel, AMD, but they're really good brands, and I went with the, like, not the super high end one, but also not the super low end ones. It's just these, the price determines the performance. That's fine. The motherboard, yeah, I didn't go with the cheapest motherboard that only has 2 DIMM slots that's gonna like break or mess up or anything. I went for the 4 DIMM slots, highly recommended on Newegg and Amazon. Like, everyone's buying this motherboard. And logicalincrements.com, yeah, so I did use it to like look up which parts I should be building. These 3 is part of the build, logical increments. I forgot which SSD they recommend. I don't know if they recommend this one or the Samsung, but they recommend 3200 RAM, but whatever, it's fine. This is definitely overkill, but you know, I want the parts to be really good, super high quality. Yeah, I probably would have went for the bronze, or even there's a Corsair one, super cheap bronze Corsair. It's only $45, but the reviews are crap. I only had 3 stars, and people saying Corsair internals, power supplies, ass quality is really bad. It's really bad. They said definitely get EVGA Supernova because it's made by Seasonic. Seasonic's really good. There was also a Seasonic power supply 620 watt bronze that Logical Increments recommended, but I saw that one came out like 2012. This one came out 2016. Obviously, I'm gonna take the newer one with the better parts, newer technology, right? At least that's the idea. So yeah, enough rambling. So basically, that's why I chose these parts. I try to go for okay quality this time, even though the previous build budget parts, crummy parts, and still worked fine, except for I messed up the, you know, the DIMM slot. Aside from that, it was really good. So hopefully this will be lasting me for like another 6 years, maybe even 10 years, right? That's why I chose this power supply. I mean, if I'm trying to make this computer last for the next 6 years, definitely want the power supply to be good as possible so it doesn't blow up or short any of the parts. And the motherboard get a little bit better this time. Yeah. Okay, so that's all the time we got for this episode. So hopefully you enjoyed my rambling. You like hearing the sound of my voice. If you made it this far, thanks a lot for watching. And feel free to subscribe, comment, hit those bell notification icons wherever the hell it is on the screen here. Hit the bell notification icon, smash that like button if you please. And as always, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye.